Stop what you're doing. This is probably the most important tennis lesson you'll ever receive. Way too many times I see players go back for overheads like this. This is a very scary scene for a tennis pro. It takes no more than a few steps before your weight gets back, and before you know it, you click your heel and you fall back. You could break your wrist, you could smack your head. It's something that we do not want to see. Hi, this is Ira from Essential Tennis, and today we're going to talk about how to change your footwork patterns to get back for an overhead so that you can be safe and you can be athletic and allow yourself the speed to get back to those deep overheads. Step one is you've got to get yourself turned and prepared to hit the overhead. And I call this the pivot and prepare. You'll start by taking a little split step, turning your shoulders so they are perpendicular with the net, and getting your arms up in the overhead ready position, or the trophy pose as some people like to call it. I would recommend just taking a few minutes and practicing the split, pivot, and prepare. Just do that. Don't have anybody feed you overheads just yet. The second thing we have to talk about for the overhead is the 3 different ways to move back in the court. Way number 1 is a side shuffle. This is probably the easiest and most imbalanced way that you can move back to an overhead. However, it can be a little slow, so you might find yourself struggling to get to those deep overheads. All it is a split, pivot and prepare, and then side shuffling backwards in the court. The second way to get back requires a little bit more practice and athleticism, and that is the crossover step. Same thing, you start with a split, you pivot and prepare, and then take your front foot and put it over the top of your back foot, almost simulating like you're running back in the court, but keeping your eyes up on the ball. And the final way to get back is a combination of both a crossover step and then side shuffles. And quite frankly, I see a lot of the professionals using this when they have to get back to the overhead. Is they get their arms up, they're prepared to hit the overhead, they take a few crossover steps, and then they balance themselves using the shuffle steps. Now, how you actually go out and practice this is very important. What I'd like you to do is just start by making a few runs at each way to get back, just gauging your comfort level with the 3 ways to get back. The next thing I'd like you to do is have somebody feed a ball into the air. And I want you to practice each way of getting back. So you're getting your pivot and prepared, you're getting behind the ball, and then you're catching the ball in your opposite hand, so that you're practicing getting back behind the ball and not focusing on just hitting the ball. The third step to this progression is to actually start hitting the overheads with the correct footwork. The final thing that we're going to talk about is the scissors kick overhead. And this is for those overheads that are really deep in the court. The ones that even if you're making a crossover step, even if you just can't get to, you're still able to hit with good balance and proper technique. And that is called the scissors kick overhead. How I want you to practice this is by getting yourself pivot and turned, balancing on your right foot, jumping into the air, making your swing, and landing on your left foot. Do this enough times that you feel comfortable doing it. After you've done it and you feel good, have somebody feed a lob into the air, get back with the proper footwork, and then start on your right foot and jump into your overhead landing on your left foot. So hopefully these tips were helpful for you so that you can safely and athletically move back to those deep overheads. If you're looking to hit some of the most powerful and accurate ground strokes of your life, we've got a link in the description down below which will take you to a $1 trial of the Essential Tennis Academy, which, if you don't know, is our progression-based coaching system where we cover a wide variety of topics, both technically and strategically. Hope to see you guys there.